Hi, my name is Nikita. I am 38 years old and I have a 1-year-old daughter called Maya. My fitness journey actually started years ago. Actually, from the moment I could walk, I do sports. Did many different kind of sports when I was young. Then I started playing handball on the highest level in the Netherlands. And from there, I was used to train like 5-6 times a week and play games in the weekend. So when I stopped, I was actually a little lost and decided, okay, we go to the gym. I went 4 or 5 times to the gym, had no idea what to do. So as everybody else, I was just did cardio, a little bit on the machines, had no clue if I did it correct or not, and decided to had a goal. So I decided to run 10K, even though I'm not really a running fan, but I needed some goals. So I did mostly cardio. During that time, I also was in a mentally abusive relationship. Therefore, actually, that running in that meantime was a no-go, but I did it anyway. A lot of stress mentally, completely lost, and I was just losing weight and losing weight and losing weight and got very skinny. It was so bad that I even had to stop working out because it was just not working. Actually, it did the opposite for me, so I had to completely stop, period, at all. The moment that it changed all for me was one day I was looking at myself in the mirror and thinking, who is this woman? I didn't recognize myself. Mentally, physically, it was super skinny. I was like tired all the time. I was crying all the time. It was just, I was like completely exhausted. And from there, I decided I can't do this anymore. Then I decided to start working on myself. So first it was breaking the relationship. That was hard, but I did it. And then from there, my focus was to just have at least 3 meals a day. So I was able to get at least some nutrition in, and from there, my health and my energy would go up. Still not going to the gym, and then after a while, I started going to the gym. I started doing cardio again and just a little bit on the machines, and then I was like, okay, if I want to do this right, I have to get guidance. So this is the first time that I took a coach that helped me with my training plan and my nutrition. And from there, I was able to set this goal and do this in the right way to gain that weight. That really worked. I worked really hard on it. I had that rhythm. And then I was also a lot of people in that gym around me saying, like, hey, you can do fitness competitions. I mean, the way you're training and doing the nutrition, you're already in that state of mind, and actually you're already doing everything you should do for it. So why don't you try it? And so I did. So that is where I did my first competition. Won that competition. And yeah, obviously when I win, I want to know more. So I want to see how far I can get. And again, then did it for around 3 to 4 years. On and off, like the competitions, a lot of shows, learned a lot, changed coaches because I took it more serious and wanted to try different approaches. Learned a lot about training, started helping other girls with posing, and it grew all from there. Became national champion, went to the European Championships where I took 6th place. I was really proud of it, and it went really well, and it helped me to have like this structured, balanced lifestyle. Although the balanced lifestyle was a little bit more than balanced, it was more extreme than balanced. So after a few years of competing, I started noticing that my body was tired, I was tired, and the fun or the passion wasn't really there anymore. And so I decided, okay, I do one more show and then that's it. After my last show, I immediately got sick. My body was so exhausted, so tired. It didn't want to be in that stage anymore, and I was pushing it, pushing it, pushing it. So after that last show, that tension was released, and then I finally free to react. I got sick for a whole week. And the other reaction was I wanted food. I wanted food so bad. My body was sucking it up as a sponge, and I had no filter. I was just eating and eating and eating and eating and eating and eating, and gained like from one extreme to the other extreme, gained in a very short time like 15 kilos. It was massive. I couldn't but I couldn't stop. I just could not stop. And in that time, I fucked up my metabolism. So was not good. I just had to find a balance first. So I was like, okay, mentally, I have to get my things in order again. So I was actually busy for a year with doing that. I decided to coach myself and start to go back on track, and but it didn't really work, or it didn't go as fast as I wanted. So as a coach, I was putting so much pressure on myself. I was a little lost. I couldn't with it or put too much pressure on myself. And I noticed obviously from the past that actually having a coach separates that pressure, and you can just follow that guidance. So therefore I decided to take a coach myself in order to reach my goal. And also I explained to my coach, I need the focus on this is to fix my metabolism and get my body back, find that balanced lifestyle again. And so I want to take my time for it. And it took me around a year to get that all sorted out. But when it was sorted out, I finally had that balanced, fit lifestyle that I wanted. I was able to understand how flexible I could be with my nutrition, with my training, having the shape that I wanted, being fit. And so I was really, really, really happy with that. And in that happy stage, I fell in love. Happy to peppy, and from there we decided to start a family, and we got pregnant. The first pregnancy ended up in a, sadly, miscarriage. I was about 9 weeks, and it took me 3 months to get clean. What was really tough on my hormone balance. So after I was clean, we started trying again, and we got pregnant. And this time it went all well, luckily, happily. But then, your body is changing yet again. It's going into the hormones and pregnancy, and even though I am a fit girl or online coach, fitness coach for women, I am still a human being. So no, I was not that little bit of gaining weight. I have my desires during pregnancy, so I wanted to eat a lot of sweets. I am a very, very sweet tooth, period. So during the pregnancy, that was active again. I gained around 22 kilos. It's quite a lot. I was blown up everywhere. So when I gave birth, I had a C-section, so I had to recover from that C-section. And I decided to be kind for myself and not put all that stress and pressure on myself, saying, okay, because I'm a coach, I need to set the example, and I need to bounce back and be ripped again in 4 months time. It's no, that's not natural. We are going through a lot as a woman. So I decided to be kind for myself. I have a lot to work on. First, I gave birth to a beautiful baby girl. I have to adjust to the lifestyle as being a new mom, no sleep, breastfeeding, even though the breastfeeding was a whole shit story. It didn't work. I had to pump. I had a breast infection, so much to deal with. I had a C-section that I had to recover from. So there was a lot of things that I need to focus on first, and that had like really my priority. Then after around 8 weeks, I went to the physical therapist to check if my core and my pelvis was all back in order, and gave me the green light to slowly start training again. I started to go back to the gym, and my focus was strength training. I just want to get my muscle strength back because I know that will help me with my whole recovery and also make me feel better and more fit to take care of my daughter and the whole routine that I had to get used to. So from there, actually that went really well. After 2 months only, I was just back on my strength, and actually was lifting a little heavier than before my pregnancy. So I really, really had that goal and was really proud of that. And I felt also really good with that, in that part. Even though I was still like far from my shape and I had a lot of weight to lose, but that was not my priority because I had to focus on that. I had to focus on being a new mom and the whole adjustments of it, the whole recovery. From there, also slowly then going back to work and leaving my baby behind. I personally felt that was a really challenge, like being away from my daughter. I wanted at me time being away from my daughter, but at the same time, when I was in the gym, I wanted to be home with my daughter. So it was a real like mental struggle in the beginning. Now it's like more calmed down, but yeah, it can be a lot. Also, I have to say the hormones after pregnancy are the worst. For me, it was the biggest challenge in how you like go through that hormone, and you're so far away from yourself. That was a real struggle for me and that time, and there exactly that reason I said, who cares? I'm not gonna work on being like losing that weight and putting the pressure on myself. Until up to 6 months, didn't pay any attention on nutrition whatsoever. I just wanted to enjoy the foods that I was not allowed to eat during pregnancy, have some alcohol sometimes, here and there. Obviously you have to combine that with the breastfeeding. After the breastfeeding, when I stopped with that, wanted to have a little more often a drink, and I just allowed it for a while, enjoy it, and then put it back in a little balance. So then from there I was like, okay, the alcohol, bring it down to just occasionally sometimes. Make sure you prioritize your protein, and obviously my sweet intake was still extreme, so I was like, okay, you have to bring that down to a little normal balanced way. And actually focusing just on that, your body just keeps changing and changing and changing. So after, even now, I'm 1 year postpartum, my body's still changing. I mean, you have a lot of hormones to deal with, and that you need to give it time. You just need to give it time. I also wanted to just be kind for myself with that nutrition plan and not put myself on a strict diet plan, purely because we know we want to have a second child, and then I have to go up again in that pregnancy, gain that weight. So yeah, it goes up and down. So yeah, you have different journeys, and I decided in this phase of time, just be more flexible with it. Don't go to the extremes to push that little like a lower body fat and get that fit shape like I officially desire for myself. But yeah, let it go. We are in this phase. This is the period of time that we are in now. Have this little acceptance that it is okay, and then after you can set the other goals. You know, so you have different goals in life. You have different phases and times in life. just be kind to it, but try to understand what your strengths are, what your weaknesses are, so you can have control over those weaknesses, and then you have better restriction in that, and you can have a balance and better balance in that as well. So thank you for watching and listening to my story and get to know me. Obviously, I also want to get to know you. So if you have any questions, or you had some similarities and you're thinking like, hey, I recognize, I want to chat about it, write in the comments below, or send me a DM private message on Instagram, and let's get to know each other. Thank you for watching, and I hope we get to know each other soon. Bye.